Hello, viewers. Thanks for watching. This is Jason Robinson. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, I am an educator, journalist, and Miss America volunteer. I interview our Miss America title holders so the Miss America community can get to know them. And I'm so excited about our guest today. She is Miss America 1963, Jacqueline Mayer. Jackie, hi, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I am so happy to be here and I'm so happy to be talking to you. How are you doing?
I am doing just fine. Just fine.
Okay, before we start, I just want to say, I met you a few years ago at the Miss
Okay.
America pageant when Grace Stanke was crowned, and I got a picture with you,
Okay.
and it was such an honor to meet you then, and it's an honor to talk to you now.
And you know what? That picture, I had black eyes on both eyes.
Oh,
That's why I have sunglasses on.
right,
And it
right.
was it was so bad that I wore them the whole time, even at the
Wow.
Miss even at the Miss America competition.
Well, it looks like you've recovered from that, and you look gorgeous, and you're a survivor. I
Yeah.
read that you were an ambassador or spokesperson for the American Heart Association, and you
Uh,
talked on many talk shows about your health struggles and about stroke awareness.
and over competing at pageants with other people.
Hmm.
Um, I talked with um, hospital groups
Right.
and stroke survivor groups.
Hmm.
And is there a lot of light showing in on my face?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay,
You look good. You look good.
okay. And I did a lot of big conventions
Okay.
talking about stroke, Miss America, and then stroke.
What is something you would want people to know about stroke prevention?
Well, I think the most important thing is to know the warning signs.
Okay.
The warning signs are, um, um, yeah, basically, it is making sure that you can hear and you can see. If you don't, there is a disability in your eyes.
Okay.
You can also, you have to be careful of your face drooping,
Hmm.
um, one side or the other side or both sides, and ask the person to smile. If the one side is down and the other one is up, there's something wrong, like a stroke.
Okay.
Uh, if there is speech difficulty, if you can't think of words, if you can't say a complete speech, um, uh, if you, it might be a stroke or some other disability, and it is very. If you walk and you have loss of balance, and you need to see a doctor.
Okay.
But more importantly, it is important to get into the hospital. You know, a lot of people will say, "Well, I'll call the doctor tomorrow."
Right.
It does not work. It has to be right then and there because there are some drugs that can be given if it is a blood clot
Hmm.
in the brain, um, and it is given within 3 to 6 hours of the onset of the stroke. Um, it really does help.
Well, thank you very much for educating us about that. Thinking back to your Miss America years and when you were crowned Miss America, what excuse me, emotions come back to you when you think of being crowned Miss America?
Well, can I tell you a little bit about how I got into this pageant?
Sure.
Um, I was an exchange student in high school, and I loved a family in Austria. And then I graduated from high school, Sandusky High School, and went on to Northwestern University for 1 year. I was able to audition with Fred Waring and the Pennsylvanians, and it was such a wonderful 10 years of 10 um, months of my life
Hmm.
of singing and performing. And my roommate was Jean Elbrum, who was Miss Minnesota of 1960.
Oh.
And she told me about probably um, 7 months. Actually, my mind is, you have to forgive me for not getting the right words. But 7 months into, and she said to me, if you want to go raise some money for education
Hmm.
to continue at Northwestern, you need to complete and go into the Miss America pageant system.
Hmm.
And when I got off tour, uh, Jay Wagner, who was head of WLEC, decided that they needed to do a Miss Vacationland pageant. And so I entered the Miss Vacationland pageant, and it was, I had a 50-50 chance of winning because there were only two of us in that pageant. So that was the end of June. And the end of July, I became Miss Ohio, 1962. And then on geez, September 8th, I became Miss America.
Excellent,
It was
excellent.
just a fantastic experience. Um, I really enjoyed the whole pageant experience just because of all the people that I had met, all the other contestants that I had met, and we became really good friends, and we still are really good friends.
Very
Um,
nice.
and and then Bert Parks was wonderful
Oh,
because he took time to talk with each and every one of us. Also, he was there the entire uh, rehearsal,
mhm.
and then, of course, the pageant itself. Um, he just was very caring and wanted us to do our very best.
Very, very nice. Were you confident that you were gonna win, or was it a surprise?
Well, actually, I told my Aunt Sis, who was ironing my gown just before the Miss America pageant. I was there at the hotel, and I said to her, I think I'm going to win. And he said, no, I don't think so. You haven't won any preliminary awards, so don't even think about it. So it just did not stay in my brain.
Oh,
And and I might say my brother Lynn, who was at Thunderbird in Tucson, Arizona,
mhm,
going to school, he was going to come in on Saturday. My brother Jim and my sister Beth and my mom and dad were there, and lots of other people. But he was going to come in on Saturday,
mhm.
and my dad called him and said, "Don't come in. She hasn't won any preliminary, so don't. It's going to be expensive to come in. Just don't." And he didn't.
Oh,
And the sad thing about it was, we were doing. It was the Miss America pageant was at 10, but he had it at 8 o'clock, and and one of his friends was driving across the country,
mhm,
and he heard that I had won.
uh-huh.
Called my brother and said, "Your congratulations to your sister." And he said, first he really did not know that that I had won,
Uh-huh.
It took him two hours to get that report.
Oh,
I mean, he was really upset with my dad.
I was gonna say, I bet he regretted not coming.
Yeah, it was, and it was sad that he wasn't there, but he really supported me.
That's nice, and I'm
Long
sure
distance.
he was there in spirit. He wanted to be there.
Yeah. Yep.
So you were Miss America during the 1960s.
Yes.
How was that? Was there any, like, politics in the air, or was it just any
No,
issues? It was just,
no,
great?
we didn't even talk about the issues, in our interview. It was just about who are you and how, what kind of confidence you have within you and that type thing. Where are you
Oh.
going to school? And it was really simple interview.
Oh,
Um, I had learned after the Miss America pageant that
mhm.
several of the uh, judges had come to me and said, we knew after the interview that you were
Wow.
going to win. And I said, well, that was very dear of you, but I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah, well, you must have been a natural, and as somebody who does judge, I do agree with that statement that interviews are won in judge pageants are won in the interview room. I think so.
I have done a lot of pageants and also Miss America in 98.
Okay.
Um, and the interview is most important because if you can get through the interview and talk intelligently and know exactly what you're saying
Mhm.
and keep it short and simple and get the idea across,
Right.
then you have to start thinking this could be the next Miss America.
Right. I think it's great that you kept in touch with your Miss America sisters and you come to Miss America because, of course, I met you at an event.
Yeah,
Um, so, of course, the sisterhood is strong, and I hear a lot of contestants say that's, like, one of the most beautiful parts of it.
I agree with that. I think that is really one of the most important things that we have in common. We have the people who compete with us,
Mhm.
but also the other forever Miss Americas that we come in contact with. Now, I'm one of the oldest at this point, um, and I feel that maybe I have some good comments um, that I can give to the contestants. Um, and I think BB Shop is the most important thing that I have heard when she has said,
Mhm.
"This is a stepping stone as Miss America, but you are going to do so much better and become more relevant
Right.
after the
Mhm.
Miss America pageant."
Right, and, it was such an honor to meet BB Shop, and I interviewed her as well, and
And
go ahead.
I was very fortunate to have Kim call me when she was about to pass away, and I got in my car and drove 16 hours just to get there, uh, and and it was a wonderful thing to be with her in
Mhm.
her last 2 days of life.
Wow. Wow, that's the ultimate example of sisterhood. You were there
Yeah.
at the very end. That's amazing. And, I'm sure you and BB just made an important contribution to the world, and I think that, Miss Americas are just making a tremendous, having a tremendous impact on the world.
Yep. I think so too. And I think that we have known an awful lot in our lives of helping other people, being involved. And you see that all Miss Americas have something that they have become um,
Passion.
important in their lives,
Right.
not Miss America.
Right, and as you talk, I began to think about Leanne Cornett. I interviewed her and just the impact she made on the world, so the Miss America organization is just, an amazing organization that empowers women, and the women empower the world, and I just hope more people know that.
Well, it's kind of sad that they don't have a whole lot of advertising about Miss Americas. Uh, you have the pageant, but we don't have what is going on with the pageant,
Right.
and we just don't know. I mean, I people say I don't even know that there is a Miss America pageant. It's not advertised,
You
um,
are correct. You're
and
correct.
and also I think that um, they people should know about the scholarship
Mhm.
only if you are involved in a local or state pageant or Miss America pageant. You know about it,
Right.
and the volunteers know about it, but no one else really does.
I agree with you 100%. I remember when I went to Mohegan Sun for the Miss America pageant when I met you. When I got there, I was asking where are the Miss America events, and people didn't know. Like people just did. Even the people who worked there did not know. And
Right,
I agree that there should be more advertising, and hopefully, that's something that can be done in the future. Robin Fleming, who is the CEO of Miss America, I think she's doing an amazing job, and that's something that I think we can maybe look forward to in the future. Suggest more advertising, more publicity for Miss America. I think the last few Miss Americas have been getting out there, but yeah, like you said, more advertising so people know what Miss America is really about.
right. And also, when a person comes into town, it might be advertised in that town, but nobody else knows that she is doing this and that and whatever
Right.
in the country.
Yep. More publicity, more publicity.
Yeah.
So, um,
Now, do you want to know one of my most favorite things that happened when I was Miss America?
I
Or
would love
before I
to
was Miss America?
I would love to know about it. I would love to know anything you would like to say. You can talk about anything you want to talk about.
Okay.
Go ahead.
First of all, one of my judges was Edward Marshall Bean. He was a great porcelain artist,
Oh,
and that was way back in '62. But I was become Miss America '63.
mhm.
His wife Helen was with him, and she said, "You know, you have to give the eagle, the American eagle, to Miss America, whoever she may be."
Okay.
And it's in the background.
Oh, I see.
It's the porcelain eagle, and so I was very fortunate to win that pageant.
Mhm.
But I was given the American Eagle, and that is uh, they have done three of them. One
Okay.
was Herbert Hoover, one was Kennedy, and then Miss America. So that is a prized possession of
Definitely.
mine.
Wow, I see your that is amazing.
Yeah.
How about your career? After you gave up the crown, how was your career?
Well, I went back to Northwestern, and I used my scholarship. Uh, and then I realized that I had been in the public as a singer with Fred Waring
Mhm.
every night throughout the country, singing and doing our thing. And then as Miss America, talking and being Miss America. And I think that, um, I got kind of tired of being in the public eye.
Oh,
So I went back to Northwestern and studied theater. And then I decided that I loved my boyfriend, and he asked me to marry
Okay.
him. And we did get married, and we bought a farm from his uncle, who was Delvin Miller, who was one of the top drivers, breeders, um, people in the harness horse business, pacers and trotters. And we bought a farm of of part of his farm, and in Meadowlands, Pennsylvania, and had two children. Bill was um, in '64, and Kelly was in '70. I
Okay.
worked. I was very happy. I did some pageants and things like that, and it was uh, a good life. A good life.
Excellent.
Then we bought this farm, um, and then I had my stroke, um, which left me paralyzed and unable to speak. But during the time that I was running the farm with my husband and my kids, I worked the farm. I got up at 5 in the morning and ran 3 to 5 miles a day, get my exercise in. I then fed horses. Then at that time, I woke up the kids and took them to school and came back and cleaned out stalls and moved horses and just uh, did hay work, and I did vet work, and I just loved the farm. That was besides my kids and and husband, but the kids and the farm was most important in my life.
Right.
And I worked that until till for 37 years.
You said your stroke left you paralyzed, and of course you recovered. I just admire the strength that you had to recover from all of that. And where do you think you got that strength? Because it takes, strength to recover physically, and clearly you're a survivor. So, where'd you get that strength, and what would you say to people who might go through something similar to that?
Okay. I think the most important thing is that it comes from within.
Hmm.
Um, I had my stroke in 1970, the day after Thanksgiving, and I woke from a very deep sleep, and my daughter was crying for a bottle. And she was 9 months old at the time. And I tried to get up, and I could not get up. I couldn't lift my leg up. I couldn't lift my right arm up. And I reached over with my left arm and told, move John. And he asked me what was wrong, and I could not say a word. And then I realized that I was paralyzed and unable to speak. And I started crying. And I could not tell him what was wrong with me. Um, thank goodness I was rushed to the hospital, Montefiore Hospital in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Dr. Lubick um, uh, kind of took care of me. I was in the emergency room for about 2 days because I I couldn't do anything. Could see my parents looking through the window, looking at me and praying and hoping that I would get better. Had no idea what it was wrong.
Mhm.
And then I went up to my room after 2 days, and my Dr. Lubick came into me, and he sat down on my bed, and he lifted my paralyzed hand, and he says, Jackie, you have had a stroke. It's completed now, and you are going to live. And I think in that moment, I had prayed to God for a long time during the 2 days that I was in intensive care,
Mhm.
and I knew that he was going to pull me through because of
Wow.
the prayers that I felt and said in my brain. I
Yes.
could think
Yes.
in my brain, but I could not even say a word.
Right.
Uh,
Wow.
I can remember Fred Waring coming into the hospital 4 times in 3 days. He was around the hospital. He started me saying the ABCs, and he would say A, and I would say E. He went through the whole alphabet with me, trying to say the words,
Right.
the letters, and it was. I mean, I just felt that someone else was thinking and praying for me besides my family.
Wow.
And
That's
then I have to. I can remember my minister who he had baptized me, and then he had married me. Came. He was on sabbatical, and he came to the hospital and stood um, at the foot of my bed, and he started saying the Lord's Prayer, and I could say it in my head,
uh,
but he said it out loud, and I was saying it with him, um, and that really brought us all together again with God, and knowing that I had hoped that everything would be all right. I did not at that time know that I would get better and speak
right.
and walk, but I knew that I was going to live.
Excellent. And I'm so glad that you are still with us. And it just shows, I think, that it's important to have a good sense of faith and also a good support system. And it sounds like that's what pulled you through.
Right.
And I think your life is an inspiration. So thinking back, or excuse me, what advice would you give to people in general? Just thinking about all you've learned in your life. Clearly, your life is so meaningful. You have many words of wisdom. If you could sit down and just talk to a group of contestants, a group of people in general about being successful and being peaceful, what would those words be?
I would say, along with BB and other people, that this is the most important thing at this point in your life.
Mhm,
But there are so many other and better things that you can do with your life.
mhm,
This is just a stepping stone. I think that you have to be yourself. You know that God is with you, and that you have to be confident, um, and know that He's watching over you. Um, I learned while I was speaking around the country that I had to take one day at a time, one moment at a time. Things will be awful at one point in your life, but if you don't become confident in yourself and know that you can do it, uh, then it doesn't make a difference whether you live or die. I think that you need to have confidence, um, uh, know yourself, um, be aware of what you are doing, um, and be yourself. That's the most important thing.
yeah, so thank you. I think what I took from what you said, be yourself. I think love yourself, have confidence, and take one day at a time and keep your head up because everyone has bad days, but days get better if you just keep your faith and keep your sense of who you are.
Right, right, for sure.
Well, I appreciate you taking time to talk to me and to talk to us.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, it was such a
E-
pleasure.
Even if I messed up some words and things like that, that's what I do, and I live with it, and I just know that I can get better the more I talk.
I think it was a really great interview, and I don't feel you messed up anything. I think you're great, and maybe I'll see you again at another event for
I
Miss
will be
America.
there this um, yeah, September.
September. All right,
I
and
have to go
I
through.
will do my best to be there too and see you again.
Well, you're in Florida, aren't you?
I actually live in New Jersey. I live in New Jersey.
Oh, oh. Well,
So
you can come to Florida and see us. You have a
right.
lot of Miss Americas that will love you.
I will do my best to make it to Florida. Okay. For the viewers, thanks for watching the interview. I hope you enjoyed our interview with Miss America 1963, Jackie Mayer. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, the notifications bell, so you're aware of all of my interviews. Um, Feel free to donate. Cash App is $JTROBIN, or to my GoFundMe, and let's support the Pageant Podcast. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you.